Evening, Douglas. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Week 5 review of Show Me the Money. Week 5 and that, Douglas.
Evening, Craig. Evening, everyone. Yeah, week 5, a week where basically it's all back on again, everywhere.
Well, I mean, it's one of those ones we've had five teams scored a lot to talk about tonight. You know, five teams scored over 100 points out of 16. One of them lost. It's been there was a lot of back and forwards. There's a lot of injuries to get through, and there's only 1-0 left in Show Me the Money. Only 1-0 left. We'll get to that soon. But I guess we better get it out the way early, and we'll talk real NFL for 5 minutes, shall we? And
Let's.
get it out nice and early. So good week.
Well, yeah, tremendous. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I lost a bit of a packet on Thursday night. As you know, I thought the Rams were a shoe-in. I think just about everyone did. I just didn't see any conceivable way that we were going to win that match. And so I slept through all of the pre-match, and I missed the first half of the first quarter. And I thought, yeah, I'm just going to watch this for a while. And next thing it's like 4:30 in the morning, and like I couldn't sleep. I was that high as a kite. I thought we were absolutely superb. I thought Kel Shanahan actually coached a masterclass. McVay, maybe the reverse. McVay probably chucked it away a little bit. To be fair, they did have two or three chances, but some guys stepped up. Alfred Collins with one of the great defensive plays of the year, and it will be at the end of the season too, for a guy that size to dive the way he did and punch the ball out, because that was game over if Williams went in there. So all of a sudden we're 4-1, 3-0 in the division. There was more guys got injured again, which is actually just comical now. So I'm not quite sure the status, and one or two of the, like Collins got injured, Kalia Davis, the other lineman, got injured. So I don't know what the story is there, but they're obviously had a longer week for getting ready for Tampa Bay. But we've got Tampa this weekend, and the Rams and Tampa were our two hardest matches of the season. So even if we lose to Tampa, don't think we're going to be complaining too much. And at some point, we've got to get some players back. So we'll hopefully get a wee bit healthier. But Mac Jones has looked pretty good.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. So, what is Purdy back this week?
I suspect not. They'd be stupid to rush him, because he played last week or the week before, and he aggravated it a little bit. It sounds like it's the sort of injury where you really have to be patient, and they've got a quarterback that's managing to get wins. So just wait. He will come back, and he is our quarterback one. He is. Don't even go there.
Right. So you rock into Tampa, who are flying high as well, 4-1 too, and you get the win, right? So you go into Tampa, you get the win. Mac Jones looks very good again. Purdy comes back in the week after. You lose, you don't look good. The next week, you lose, you don't look good. Is there a conceivable way that Mac Jones ends up the 49ers quarterback?
I wouldn't have thought so. A couple of things. So if I switched that on you, Malik Willis did all right when Jordan Love was out last season. I bet at no point did you think Malik Willis was going to be a quarterback, for the obvious reason. Jordan Love got paid. Brock Purdy's been paid. Follow the money. The other thing is that although Jones, he did well, he's one of the slowest quarterbacks you'll ever wish to see. Purdy has got legs. He can scramble. I think you could take the Mac Jones things a wee bit too far. He'll get a starting gig next season. I'm sure of it. But no, Purdy's our quarterback. Look, Purdy has shown us that he can take us to a Super Bowl. Mac Jones hasn't done that. Come on, he's done it. He's doing all right, but come on, steady.
I had to put a dig in somewhere, didn't I?
Of course you did, of course. But it's good, because I'd rather have a good quarterback back up than not. So I'm not complaining.
always. I mean, I'm quite happy back Willis. You know, he does a job when he comes in as well. I'm the same with that. It's and of course we didn't have a game this week, so we still sit 2-1-1.
Good
And
week for you. Yeah, good week for you.
actually, I have to wait this week to see what the kickback is from the disaster that was 40 all. But yeah, so show me the money. Week 5. There's one team 5-0, and there's no team with no wins. And show me the Packers, the defending champions, are sitting 5-0. It was actually a North destruction of the South this week. 4-0, the North beat the South. The East and the West were a lot more even. They were 2-2, 2-2 between them. But yes, the North and the South are starting. Well, we start with it. We'll start up there, Tony, shall we? We start with my game. So yeah, so
Yeah,
I'm
so
100 again. I got to win again.
humble Chris.
I'm
Yeah, you're
I'm not
strong,
going to
Ken.
lie. I was worried. I was worried running into the weekend. I'm not going to lie. I was 23-9 down, and I had 2 players played to his one. And yeah, I was a wee bit worried heading into the weekend, but JT showed up.
You said it was over. You were more than worried. You conceded twice.
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, Bo Nix at half time on 3 points. That was it when I conceded the second time. You know, Bo Nix was on 3 points at half time, but he bounced back into it. Do you know what the big thing is? Well, I'm sitting here at 5-0, and I was looking through it earlier on, and do you know what the big thing is? It's consistency with your players. I have started the same team every single week, apart from one where I got cute and I brought in Golden over Adams because
Yep.
we were playing Dallas, and Adams was an injury concern, so I brought Golden in. But outside of that, I've started the same team every week. I've not had to change not once, and that consistency in itself is a good thing.
Yeah, and you've also, well, I mean, you're obviously riding Jonathan Taylor hard. I mean, the thing is, though, even if Taylor gets injured, you've got his backup. So, whilst Giddens might not do what Taylor does, it's still his backup, and the Colts are doing well. But yeah, you've got a settled team. They're fit, they're healthy. We've sniggered at the draft, thinking you drafted all these old boys, but um, they're fit. Tyler Warren's doing well. Everyone's doing well. Over 100 points a week. You're looking as strong as anyone's looked in this for some time. It's troubling.
It's just, I'm very comfortable with where I'm sitting. I have to say, do you know what? I was very close to throwing JT back in the pot and just seeing what came up, you know. But I'm so happy I didn't. And the other option, of course, was to keep Brian Thomas over him, but I decided against that early. The option was going to be thrown back in and see what comes up in round 2. I'm so happy I didn't. I'm so happy I kept him. And yeah, long may run me to victories. For Chris, I mean, it was a harsh one for Chris. You know, he started the week really well too with the 23 points from Williams, but Jameson Williams, he's just not been doing it for him at all. And Travion Henderson, obviously, a wee bit of a problem there. So yeah, I mean, his team's sound enough. You know, Pearson will be back soon enough, and there'll be ones there. But 80 points just didn't cut it this week.
No, not at all. It's the bottom half of his roster there that's Jamal Williams, Trevion Henderson, Zach Ertz. He's getting sweet FA between them. So it's slightly concerning, but I think he's got me next week. So how long may that continue?
I'm sure. I'm sure. So, now your game was a massive backwards and forwards the whole way, and I mean, I did not think you were getting the win. I've got to say, going into Monday night, I did not think you were getting the win. But Trevor Lawrence, hats off to him, playing against Kansas City, 25 points and 7 points from the defense just to rub it in, and of course, Allen only getting 1.1 from Tooten, which must have been very disappointing for him. And you got to win. Kirkwall Raiders 1-4 now for Allen, and it looks a long, hard season ahead for him now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm clinging on. 103 points is obviously decent. I'll need to get another kicker. That's not the end of the world, although he was doing just nicely. But I'm clinging on. Of this second receiver situation's not good. I need Juan Jennings back rapidly, but Chase Brown's doing nothing. Pollard and Dobbins are okay, but they're not going to get the sort of score that Taylor gets. So I'm kind of relying on the whole roster to score every week to get a decent score. And yeah, I'm, I'm right down near the bottom of the rankings for a reason. But I'm 2 and 3, and if someone
Exactly.
would just sell a player or two to me, I might get back in there. But at the minute, no one wants to. Although I've got a DM in the last few minutes, I see. But it's someone looking to buy rather than looking to sell me anyone. So yeah, I'm 2 and 3. You don't fold, so I'll be knocking back that offer at the minute.
And for Alan, I mean, Alan's already sold, hasn't he? Alan sold last week.
Yeah,
Went
so
to the
Alan's sold, but he's now not selling at the minute. He's got you next week, so presuming you beat him, that might change his mind. But yeah, that was a bit of a sore one because he probably thought he was going to win that match.
I think his plan is to be competitive and try and get the number one pick in the consolations as well. You know, he doesn't want to sell
Yeah,
a house per se. He wants to.
but you can't. He's sitting in CD Lamb, so you'll have to keep him. So I
Yeah,
don't,
we'll see.
I don't think that winning the bye really it matters that much to him.
I mean, I know he's sitting at one. He's sitting at 1 and 4 at the moment. But you know, see if Lamb comes back this week, that Prescott Lamb stack that could win him games. You know, in itself, it's conceivable that you get in from 1 and 4. You know, it's not completely dead. So, I mean, I would understand him playing on as well. He's got a decent enough squad there as well. I mean, Scatbow and Harvey can only get better as the season goes on. Rookie running backs, you know, and then you know Smith and Jigba and Lamb at wide receiver. Like, he's got the basis there. If Tootin can kick on a little bit, he has got the basis for a team that could get back into it.
Oh no, yeah, absolutely. But if he doesn't pick up a win pretty soon, and he does have you next week, he's got a lot of teams to get past. It's not just picking up wins. You've got a lot of folk in the way to get through.
Yeah, that's and he does have to beat me next week. That's if he, oh, excuse me, if he's going to come back into it. So then we've got the Factory of Sadness, another 100 pointer, taking out the straight out of Hampton, and poor Hampton, he's gone. You know, it's and with Hampton gone, surely Graham's chances for 2025 are completely down the Swanee now. He's lost Hampton. He's playing Coram at the moment because he's well, Jacobs is obviously on bye. He'll get him back this week. He's got Kittle there to come back. Rogers back off bye week this week. So you know, but it was a bad. Just as Waddle's coming onto his game as well, and
I know. Listen.
Smith as well had a decent week.
If I'm Graham, I am actually really quite frustrated because he's got a team. Like he's got
I know.
Waddle, Downsy, and Devonta Smith. That's three good receivers. Downs is a fourth receiver, really good. Hampton's obviously got injured, but he's sitting on Hampton Jacobs. He's yeah, that must be frustrating for Graham. Year in, year out, it's the same story for him. Must really, really be doing his head
You can imagine. But good win for Sean. Good one, and you know it puts him to 3-2 now. He's on my coattails. He's got second place on his own in the division, and yeah, I mean he's going to be happy with that. He must be delighted. Jamar Chase finally showed up and done something. You know, it's and of course Flacco's just went there. I don't know if you've seen that yet, but they've traded for Joe
Yeah,
Flacco.
yeah.
So
Which
Flacco is
in,
the new quarterback, which you know
in
it's
theory
going to get
it'll
better than
help them.
Browning.
Well, maybe, but I don't know. I think the roll line is just that crud that I'm not actually sure it will be. Might be for 2 weeks, but then at the same time that might get you a couple of wins. Sean is absolutely right in there. Of course he is. He's always in there, and he is aggressively trying to buy at the minute. So I expect that
Would imagine.
he will
I do think he
he'll
has
get
to
someone.
aggressively try to buy though, because he's you know he's got a great team there. He does, but you know Wandale Robinson hot and cold. Coleman, hot and
He
cold,
needs
you know.
Evans back.
Carter will get his points the now. Franklin's hot and cold. He'll get Evans back soon enough. But so I would say that he needs to be buying at the moment if he wants to take a proper push at title number 5.
He needs Justin Fields to keep being fantasy relevant. I mean, you know, he looks like he is whenever he's on the field. He doesn't look that great again, but he is going to get fantasy points. So he needs to ride him until they. I mean, I don't get why the Jets paid him, to be honest, but so maybe they will play him for the whole season.
I think they will play him for the whole season because what they're going to do, bring in Tyrod Taylor. I don't see the point in that. There is absolutely zero point in that. So yeah, I think he plays for the whole season. And as you say, he's fantasy relevant because of his legs, and that will continue to be the case. I mean, it's not like the Jets are awful as well. That they score points, they just don't score enough, you know, and they get beat. But you know, he's got Wilson to throw to, who's a very good receiver, and he's starting to throw well to the tight end, Taylor, as well. Now he's getting heavily involved. So, yeah, I mean, Fields, I don't think, oh, and he's got Taylor there in his team, actually. He's got that stack. But yeah, I just feel like he's missing something. Derek Henry not quite kicking in yet. Walker's dodgy at best. You know, I think he's missing something to properly challenge. And it's good night, Graham, I would say, for sure.
Oh, yeah. The league bunny is just getting pumped every week, basically. Although I'm playing him soon, so I hope that.
You played him in the run yet? You might be playing him this week then, because
I've got week 7.
Week 7.
Hopefully, there's
Yes,
no retribution there.
Well, it's I mean, he's the team is more than capable of knocking a few out, you know, and he's going to have Grote this week then. So you know, Grote's obviously team's very good this year, but it's showing itself to be fallible, as we will see here. With it was a great win for him, 90.84 against 86.42. But boy, did he crawl across the line!
Jammed it, absolutely jammed it in true Grote style. As I keep saying each week, I do like his team. Not going to lie, it's decent, and if only it kept Kenny Walker. But yeah, I mean, there was nothing obvious as to why he did crawl over the line. There was no like Monday Night Miracle or anything like that. He just
It wasn't.
He just had enough.
The way the scoring went the whole weekend, though, he was never ever favourite. I'm actually. Do you know what it is? It's Pacheco coming in only scoring 5.6 on Monday night for Ross. That was a big thing, you know. And
can't get on board with Pacheco at all. Never have really.
No, and well, Worthy as well. 5.1. He had Worthy in Monday. He had Worthy actually Monday night as well. So he only got 10.70 points out of.
He could have expected more
and Worthy. And that's he's lost by 4 points, so that's what's cost him. It was a touchdown. You know, those two touchdowns that Hunt got, if one of them had went to Pacheco, Ross wins, you know, Grote loses. But hey, it's a great win. He's now 3-2. He's on the winning record. And that's without Irvin and London, because Irvin Bucky was obviously injured and Drake London was on his bye week. So he's done that without two of his better players. So yeah. Definitely one to look for. He's definitely on the roll. And I mean, if you put Walker, in fact, do you know what the difference Walker will make? Here you go, Mr. Grote. This is one just for you, pal. See if you put Walker in there, who's he playing him over? He's playing him over White. He's playing him over Judkins. Well, if he's playing him over White or Judkins in his running back spots, he loses the game.
Craig. He was playing him over Woody Marks in the flex.
No, he was playing, but Woody Marks is the play that everyone was making this week. So I don't think he would have.
Come on,
he would have played him over White or Judkins.
No. You play Kenny
and
Walker
lose the game. So there you go, Grote. Good trade, pal. Not only did you get an earlier draft pick, but you also won this game because of it. Well done.
Absolute mint.
Well done, son. So that was the North v the South, and the North gave the South a whipping as per usual. I don't think that's the first time we've swept them either, and
Yeah, we
it
own
shows
them.
funny, but there we go. The
Own
South have
them.
work to do. So into the West v the North, and this was the West v the East, and as always, these two are always very tight, and it was two to the East, two to the West this week. Starting with Copen Badley Jets beating Eskimo Brothers. Poor old Sean, 109 points, and he lost against 123, top scorer of the week. And how the hell does Mark do it,
I
Douglas?
mean, look at his roster. I mean, he's got 123 points with McNichols and Kareem Hunt at running back, and,
You know,
and even like QJ's, he's flexing only got 2.9 points. He's got 32 points from his kicker and his defense. That's I haven't said that. Sean got quite a lot from his kicker as well, but
we
and
had
th- and I mean, and they both got a lot from their quarterbacks. So where is the difference? The difference has really been Kareem Hunt
the
and
difference
Garrett
was
Wilson.
absolutely.
But yeah, Mark's. I tell you, Mark's 4-1, but there's better rosters than that are 2-3, and even 1-4, just about.
There really
So,
is, but
but he's got Bijan.
we
He's
always
got
say it.
Bijan, to be fair.
He's cursed. He's got Bijan to come back as well, yeah. And I mean, Cup will have weeks as well. Mark Andrews is down there on the bench who'll have weeks, but he's over Kelsey, it's a hard decision. But yeah, I mean, there are better squads there. I agree, but he just seems to keep finding the way, and it's not a terrible squad. It's a good squad. It's a 123 points.
Um,
If Sam
maybe,
Darnold continues to score 35 points a week, he'll be laughing.
maybe this year I'm going to need to be selling to Mark.
And well, Sean finally had Stroud show up. He'll be hoping that was. I know it was against that awful Baltimore defense that you were stuck on for 4 weeks, but it's a hell of a game from Stroud just to come back and say hello. And he's got a decision to make this week now, obviously with Caleb back, and Caleb had a really good game the week before the bye, so he's got a decision to make there. He left Trey McBride
Aye.
on the bench. What's that all about?
Well, to be fair, he's got Jake
I
Ferguson.
mean,
It
it
was a
was a,
good decision.
it was a good decision, but it's
And you've
that's
got, I mean, Jake Ferguson's the top tight end in the sport at the minute, scoring wise. So I think you have to continue that. As
well,
for his,
I mean, it's a big call,
what
though. I mean, you've taken McBride in the second, the third
I
round,
know,
and
I
then you're
know.
talking Ferguson going in the eighth, ninth. It's a big
I
call
think
to
you
make.
probably put Caleb back in. I think and Stroud's at Seattle, and that Seattle D is legit. I think.
Yeah, it seems good. It's one of those ones. I mean, I would actually go and offer him for Trey McBride, but for the fact that I've
Don't, I
got
was just
Warren in
thinking
there,
that. Don't, I
and you
was just thinking exactly that.
but you can only play one tight end. You can't play a tight end in the flex, so.
I know.
It would be folly for me because I've got Warren and I've got no intention of not playing Warren, So yeah, it would be silly for me. But people, if you're looking for a tight end, I think Trey McBride might be up for grabs if you're willing to give up. I don't know, maybe a replacement for Myers, maybe a wide receiver. I think that's probably what he needs most. I'm still worried about Sean and he's too reliant on the Jags and the Raiders and indeed the Bears. I just think they're three teams that you don't want to be relying on that heavily. But he's 3-2. He's right there. He's scoring over 100 points a week, so
Maybe
he's got every chance.
Craig, the Jags might be legit.
They could be legit. They could be at. Yes, I just wish they would start
That
doing more with Hunter. They don't
well,
seem to
quite
know what they want to do with him.
that defense is aggressive and nasty.
It certainly does. They are starting to look a little bit legit, which is a bit frightening. But then Le'Veon and a prayer, regular season, regular champs, 3-2. They're up to 3-2 now with an 85 point to 878 victory over the Tartan Bears, who lose their unbeaten record. They go 4-1. And again, this was a game that went back and forward the whole weekend. But Joe almost got there on Monday night with Pat Mahomes, but not quite. And
Butker.
Michael held on and got the win, and it was a badly needed win. At 2-2, you always want to stay above that 500, don't you? So a massive win for Michael. Just a bad day at the office for Joe, I think. I mean, he's playing both Buffalo running backs. What's that all about? Well, he had Swift on bye
He
week, I
had
guess.
Swift. He had the Swift in the bye, but yeah, so he's got a little bit of an issue there because Swift. I mean, they're starting to give DJ Moore and Luther Burden touch at running back. They're both a bit at running back. I mean, that's Trevor Etienne that Michael's had to play because Tracy's out. Algier's on a bye, Singletary. So yeah, he's Michael's short of a back.
Connor was his big. He lost Connor, so that was his. Connor was his big
Ah, right,
second one,
okay.
so he's lost.
Okay. So
And
he might
Bowers,
be
of course,
shopping.
being out's not helpful. So,
Well,
but
I tell
Bowers is
you, but Bowers is interesting because he's got the type of injury where you don't want to push that, and why would you when they're 1-4? I mean, they're going nowhere this season. So, but I'm not saying that they red shirt him or anything, but they'll not rush him back either.
no, there's no. There was me going to offer him up to you in 4th and inches too, but that's for a different day. Obviously, I can see what way you're going on that one. But I mean, it is a long way. He's 3-2 now, Michael, and he'll have his eyes set on the playoffs again. Absolutely. Do you know what the thing is? He rushes through the regular season. He wins. He's the best scorer in regular season, best record year after year after year, and then he gets blown out in week one. So maybe this is the way to do it, Michael. Maybe this is crawl your way into the playoffs and bang. That's when you find the form. That's when you hit it. So this could be the way to go.
Yeah, absolutely. And Joe, well, he's 4-1, so he's not got a lot to worry about, to be honest. But it's just that second running back spot as well.
Worries me. Swift is see Swift. I mean, I've always been cold on Swift, but specifically, see this year, the last time Ben Johnson had him, he got rid of him. What I just don't get why people thought it was going to be any different this year, and I
No,
can
I
just
know,
see
but
Swift
he's
getting more and more pushed out the offense as the season goes on. I really do. I think that Monona guy
maybe.
will start taking more. You've still got Rashawn Johnson there who might do something at some point along the way, and as you say, they've been giving carries to Burton and DJ Moore and such. So it would worry me if I was a Swift owner, it would worry me. And Joe really has nothing else there, outside of Cook. So as a place spot that he could maybe be looking. And he's one trade away from being really, really relevant, I would say, if
Yeah,
they can find someone to give him a running back. And
yeah, yeah, yeah.
here's just a person who could give him a running back in Brees Hall because Fats Flying Eagles 112 points over the 100 points puts Graham up to 2-3, second one in a row, which is great for him. And sacked in the morning, poor Aaron, uh, the rookie GM, 98.26. I mean, he nearly scored 100 points. It was a decent enough week, but it turned into a loss again, unfortunately, for him. Travis Hunter just didn't do it Monday night. He needed a lot more often than Monday night, really. That wasn't where it was lost. But yeah, and with Graham scoring 112 points despite getting negative for his defense and leaving Bull on the bench. So, things are starting to look up for Graham.
Yeah, he's got Rico Dowdle and Bill that are kind of their team's lead backs at the minute. I mean, Dowdle obviously had a hell of a strong match, so that's 29
106
points.
yards.
Yeah, it's 206 yards, nuts. Um, and he's got Darren Waller, who everyone kind of laughed at, and yet
Yeah,
he's now turned into one of the best tight ends in the bloody league.
yeah.
So maybe Waller is legit again for this season. Stefan Diggs looked good. Uh, Chubb Chubb's a volume play. I guess he's always going to get his 6 to 15 points maybe, but yeah, I mean Graham's in there. There's not like
And
there's
Barkley,
lots
of
of
course, as well.
say this every week, but there's lots of good rosters. There's no there's not proper standout rosters yet. That might change once more trades happen, and I guess that's going to be coming.
A few more
Uh,
injuries and such.
yeah, but even Aaron's roster, I don't know. Aaron is he's got a little bit of depth. He's got Metcalf and Dubs on bye, and he's obviously got Lamar. But at 1-4, it's just a long road back. There's too many teams to get past.
I mean, he done well to pick up too. He picked a good quarterback out of agency to start this week, and it gave him a good chance. And as I say, 98 points, it's nearly 100 points. It would be enough to beat quite a lot of teams this week. He just
Yeah,
ran into another team, and as you say, but from 1-4, you really need to have an outstanding roster to get back into it. From that, for me, it's I did go knocking on his door for DK Metcalf, but he wants too much for him because he's using those daft bots. So I told him to do one.
I've knocked on his door as well, but not for Metcalf. So
Well, you've
we'll
knocked
see.
on his door too. You after Brees Hall, are you? After with the Braylon Allen injury, you're after Brees Hall. Aaron, don't you
Gentle,
sell him cheap.
gentleman never tells. I'm just chewing the fat.
The reason I haven't went down that route with him is because I think there's more of a chance from giving up a wide receiver with what he's got. He just doesn't have anything at running back. And you have to remember that the consolations do mean something in this league, because you're playing for number 1 pick
Yeah.
next year, and that can be massive. So especially if there's someone big coming out, someone really big coming out of an Ashton Genty, say, coming out of the draft, So it's a huge thing to get number 1 pick. So he needs to stay competitive there. That's why I haven't went after his running backs. I don't think he'll give them up, but I did go for Metcalf, and he said no, which is fair enough. But it's
Interesting.
long season left for him now, and our esteemed commissioner is coming back. He's back in it, Douglas. He's been trading, and he's back in the game at 2-3, 2 wins in a row. 97.72 points was enough to see off Raymond's Batman's boobies again, scoring 77.76 points.
Standard,
Standard.
standard score for Ray. It basically his three players obviously scored pretty well again. So, but he didn't get anything from the Eagles' defense, so that stopped him from getting like 80, high 80s. So,
Yeah.
yeah, Johnny's got almost an embarrassment of riches in many respects. He played the wrong quarterback. Drake had a real good game in real life. I mean, it certainly wasn't. Wasn't reflected in his fantasy score, but he looked really good.
He
Uh,
did. He did. And it's just
so
unfortunate that didn't translate because there was no touchdowns was the thing. Absolutely
no,
zero
totally.
touchdowns.
But you go down Johnny's roster. It's deep. It's strong. Hubbard will come back. He gets Rashi Rice soon, which he always straighten his team. And so
Absolutely.
yeah, he's got four good receivers.
Glad McConaughey finally showed up.
Yeah, Johnny's right in there. He is right in
And
there.
at 2-3, it's the division's wide open too. It's he's only one win away from the top now, I believe. So division's absolutely wide open, and yeah, he's looking good. He's back in it. Hunter Henry as well. I mean that is a decent stack. That May Henry stack will win him games. Might lose him a couple, but it will certainly win him games as well. It's
He's
a
just
really
got
good.
it. But he's still going to have that conundrum of who to play some weeks because Stafford's not exactly done as a quarterback.
No, and Stafford's a very good start for fantasy wise as well. Especially with that. He's got Puka and Devontae Adams. Some would say that's the best wide receiver pairing in the league at the moment.
Well,
But
certainly
yeah,
Puka's
the
incredible.
the divisions are now starting to take a little bit of shape. The North has got my good self, Show Me the Packers at the top, 5-0, the only 5-0 in the league. Factory of Sadness, 2 games behind at 3-2. Varsity Blues Changed My Life, also 3-2. And I mean, it's a 2-3 bottom of the division, Douglas, and Baxter We Trust.
Well, look, no
Down
one's
into the
scored
south.
more points than me. 495 points in 5 weeks is brutal.
That is pretty brutal, it has to be said, but you did have to go through our division. So scoring 541 points in 5 weeks is pretty decent, I should say. But into the south, and this is maybe the reason why Graham's not given up yet. And why would you? Because it's been led by a team who drafted 4 quarterbacks. Surely that has to come off the rails at some point along the way. And boys are back in town. They're 3-2. Such a good run from Ross. Done so well to get himself there after the draft. And he's got the lead as well. He's a game ahead of Bluetown Patriots at 2 and 3 in second place, and then straight out of Hampton and Kirkwall Raiders sitting there at 1 and 4. But it's a long way back from 1 and 4. But it's only 2 games behind for the division. And remember, division winners get the playoff spot. So yeah, all still to play for in the south in that sense. Down into the east, and Tartan Bears got the first loss of the season to go 4-1, and they have been joined by Copen Badley Jets at 4-1 as well. Mark's Copen Badley Jets up there. Fat Flying Eagles win this week to take them 2 and 3 in third place, and then of course the Batman's Boobies with the win on the board, 1 and 4 down in fourth. And then the West, it's Eskimo Brothers and Levion and a Prayer are 3 and 2 at the top, with the Madhouse G-Men tucked in behind and sacked in the morning down there at the bottom, 1 and 4. Long way to go to get back into it. And that's it's after 5 weeks, nothing's over. And again, with Aaron down here at 1 and 4, he's 3 and 2. He's only two wins behind the divisional winners as well. So a couple of wins for anyone, and they're right back in it,
I know, absolutely. Basically, week 6 is supremely pivotal for anyone that's on a losing record at the minute. If you're going if you're going 1 and 5 or 2 and 4, you're pretty much in Doomsville.
Well,
I think
there's a lot to happen. There's been a lot of injuries this week as well. And it's. I can name the same team. I'll bring Jordan Love back in over Knicks. Yeah, against Cincinnati, I'll definitely bring Jordan Love back in over Knicks. Yeah, so I'll be starting the same team as always. It's there'll be no surprises in my lineup
that's
for
nice.
Alan.
Yeah, that's nice. Pleased
And
for you.
It's a big week for Alan at 1 and 4, to get back into it. Johnny's got a tough one this week. He's up against Mark's Copen Badley Jets, and we always say, Johnny should be favourite, but Mark finds a way, and I'm sure that will be the case as the week goes on. And Johnny's got decisions to make. If Hubbard comes back, who's he going to play? Is he going to play Hubbard? Is he going to play McConaughey? Is he going to play Stafford? Is he going to play May? So yeah, decisions to be made for Johnny, but a big game there. If he can get back to 3 and 3 against a tough Copen Badley Jets, that would be a big result for him. And of course, you've got Chris this week, so that's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, it is, and I'm needing a receiver. I'm needing a second receiver, like
The good thing
badly.
is Mason and he's got Justin Jefferson on
He's
bye
got
week, and
buys.
John
Yeah,
Mason on bye week, so that's going to make it very tough for him. At this moment in time, he is going to have to play. Well, he's going to move Henderson into running back, so he's got to find two. He's going to have to play kind of Godwin and Brown. And Hollywood Brown, I would say, that's his kind of because I don't think Pearsall's going to be back yet. So yeah, you've certainly run
He'll
into
play
him a
Trey
good week.
Tucker. He'll play Trey Tucker, I would think.
I think he'll play Tucker. I mean, he very much could play Tucker as well, yeah. So
I'd play Tucker over Hollywood.
that's a big game for both of you, by the way, because you're both 2 and 3, and Chris doesn't want to let Ross get too far ahead. I know we all think Ross's wheels will come off at some point along the way, but I mean he's got a big game this week. Ross, he's up against Factory of Sadness, and Sean, 3 and 2, he's itching to get himself in there. Might yet have a different team heading in, and of course Ross is without Nico Collins and Hawkinson for all that matters because he's got Lightly there. But yeah, I mean, when you've missed a draft like that, you don't want to be missing your big players, and Collins out would be is a big loss for Ross. But he'll live and die by what Josh Allen does, I guess.
Absolutely, that's his entire season, I would say.
Yeah, exactly. And then you've got Joe there at 4-1. He's playing Aaron sacked in the morning, 1-4. That's going to, Aaron's desperate for the win, absolutely desperate for the win, but he's running into a 4-1 team. It's
Yeah, I think
Addison's out for Joe, and Schultz is out for Aaron. But outside of that, they've got. We hope he'll not have Jackson back, I guess. So he's going to have to play two
no, I
again.
think
So yeah, it's going to be a difficult game for Aaron to find a win in. But if he can find a win, he's back in it, and Joe will be looking to get right back in the winning horse. And then Tartan, the lottery this week was won by Eskimo Brothers, as Sean gets to play the Batman's boobies, and from 3-2, lost last week. Going to need could get the win, get back in the horse. He's going to have to do it without his quarterback, his Stroud's out. He's got Williams to come back
it's
in.
got Caleb.
And
He should win
I
that.
mean, for what it's worth, Raymond's got his whole team to pick from, and he's got Wilson back as well. And Wilson done okay last week, by the way. I would be playing him over Spears if it was me, but yeah, he's got all his options to pick from. Then we've got Michael's Le'Veon and a prayer playing against Graham's Flying Eagles, and I guess it's a big one for Graham. It's a big one for Michael. He doesn't want to go back to 3-3, especially with Johnny chasing him down. But Graham's on a roll now. He's rocking. He'll be praying that Hubbard stays out one more week.
Which I think he will, is he not?
I don't know, to be honest. I've not seen what's going on with Hubbard at all. And Michael's got Kirk and Minnesota to look at, and the Vikings defense to swap out. I mean, he'll be hoping he gets Bowers back, but I agree with you. I don't think we'll rush him back. I think he'll be out at least one more week. And then lastly, we've got straight out of Hampton, who again, they get the win and they're back in the race, certainly for the division, if nothing else. But they're up against a very, very good Varsity Blues, Changed My Life, who really only has their kicker to replace. Bucky, I guess, not back yet.
I could do with Graham winning this week.
He's got Drake, yeah, so could I, so could I. But he's got Drake London back, has Grote, and Graham. He's got to run with Coram, but outside of that, he's got everyone available. I'm sure he'll put Rome back in at some point, and it'll be interesting to see who he picks up in the waiver wires. More importantly, it'll be interesting to see how much he bids on Vidal Sassoon, because I can definitely see the bids going in that. And that's week 6. As you say, it's a big week for everyone who's on a losing record. They need to get that win. I couldn't care less if I win, lose or draw this week, to be honest with you. I'm comfortable at the moment. And I'm sure Joe doesn't overly care about it much either. Mark as well, the 2 4-1s. But even the 3-2s want to get that win. They don't want to go
Are you
back.
not? Are you surely hell you're eyeing up the undefeated?
Oh God, no, no. In fact, you know what? The quicker I get the loss and get that monkey off the
No.
back, the
So
happier I'll be.
I
I don't need
disagree.
that crap.
I think right. So basically, you've got Alan this week, so you should beat him. You've then got Ross, who drafted 4 quarterbacks. You've
Yeah.
then got Joe, who's 4-1, so that's tricky. Then you've got Ray. Then you've got Graham. Then you've got who have you got after that? You've then got Mark. The wheels must fall off. Then you're back to the division, and you always beat us in the division. I honestly, if I'm you, I'm sitting there thinking this is it. I'm going to be the first team that's
I'm
going to
not.
go back to back and be undefeated.
Well, that's why I'm not. I would rather just get lost now, because the first team to go back to back is more important than the first team to go undefeated.
Oh
So
no! I'm not sure. I think going undefeated is actually huge,
I'll
like
take the title.
huge.
Thanks very much. I'll take a title, a trophy in the ring, and you can keep your undefeated. To be
Yeah,
we in 10 years' time, we won't be talking about the undefeated season. In 10 years' time, we'll be talking about the first back to back.
we would be talking about an undefeated season. Yes, we would. Like it's like Arsenal. The Invincibles never get mentioned. Of course they do.
Yeah, but it's different. It's not the same. It's not the same thing. This is fantasy, and this is I'll take the title all day long. But that's not even. I'm not even thinking about undefeated because I will hit an injury or two along the way. I need it to happen in regular season. I need all my guys firing for the playoffs now. So if JT wants to go and twist his knee and be out for 3 or 4 weeks, I've no problem with that. If Achan wants a couple of weeks off, I've no problem with that. Go and have them now, though, please. Don't wait till weeks 14, 15, 16, 17. Get them now, you know? And that's
Undefeated
so,
cat's
yeah,
just
you
going
can
to
keep
grow
your
and grow.
undefeated as. I mean, from all the injuries that have happened this season, the fact that I've managed to avoid them all is quite tasty, I've got to say. But that cannot go on. They will come. And I've really my bench isn't that strong.
Well, yeah, by the way, John is ready to say good night to the kids, so we have to keep talking. Let's
So I
just
see.
look at your bench.
It's it's
Hmm.
when is the trading really going to kick in? That's what I want to know because I mean there's been a couple. There has been a couple.
Well, you've got your
What were the
listen. You
trades?
don't need to rush into trading as such, but I presume you will at some point.
Yeah,
You need to have a bit.
Grote picked up Drake London off of Allen, off of Varsity Blues picked up from Kirkwall Raiders for 2 4th round picks. That 4th round pick done the rounds actually. Rossi's 4th round pick had done the rounds, but he got Drake London for 2 4ths. Johnny picked up Lad, of course, for that same fourth, Mark's fourth, Rossi's fourth. Sorry. So how did Grote get? Oh, he got it from Johnny.
Yeah,
Of course, yeah, he got it from Johnny. So yeah, there's a couple of trades last week. That was Johnny picking up Ladd and Grote picking up Drake London. The quarterback, the receivers are moving about. I can, I did. I poked a couple of hornets' nests. I got nothing back. I believe you did too. I'm sure Sean's been busy. So people have been quite coy this year so far.
yeah. Sean's trying to get a booker from me, and understandable because he's been truly magnificent. But he's gonna. I mean, I'm not quite ready to sell yet, but I mean, he's going to have to sharpen his pencil somewhat to be getting the joint second top receiver of the season. I mean,
Yeah,
he thinks I come
with
up with
Evans
quite the
out, who's
banana
coming
skin.
back. What I
Yeah,
mean,
but even then,
it sounds to me like you're treating them like a Jamar Chase with Joe Burrow at quarterback. It sounds to me like you're treating them like a Justin Jefferson. I'm elite neighbours. He's not there yet.
no, he's not, but he's scoring like they are.
He's got maybe yes, he is at the moment, but he is a rookie, and there's a lot of football to be played, and I'm sure he's going to have his down weeks too.
I mean,
As it goes.
Mike Evans comes back. Well, the defense are going to have to look for him, aren't they?
Listen, I'm more than happy for you to hold out for an absolute country ransom from Sean to give him a booker because the last thing I want is a booker in Sean's team. I'm not scared of your team at the moment. Sean's is and a booker away from being very scary.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. At some point, I will enrich someone else to try and topple you. Of course, I will. Uh, but I'm not there yet.
Excuse me, that's not the way to play this game. The way to play this game is I will try and enhance my chances for next year by getting some better draft picks. No, I'm going to give the house away for nothing to screw you over. That's just wrong in so many levels.
It's just how we roll. So at some point there will be a fire sale, and I'll be taking like tenths for like Booker if I have to. If I think it might hurt you, it's just how it is.
Has there been any Travis Kelsey conversations with Mark yet?
No, no, I've not gone near Mark. That bugger's 4-1. I mean, he's. I don't know what I kind of want him to do well because I like Mark, and he's my old trading buddy. But yeah, I could do with the wheels falling off him as well. But at 4-1, you're right in it up until the last 2 or 3 weeks. So
Well, I mean,
I don't think
there
there's
is
going to be
only
much
two.
doing.
there's only 2 4-1 teams, you know. There's a 1-5-0, 2 4-1s, and then it's all 3-2s, 2-3s, and a couple of 1-4s. So, like always in this league, it's always this tight. And you know, I say it every year, but it's, the margin between making the playoffs and not making the playoffs can be so thin. You know that it can be so thin, and one silly trade or one good trade can make the difference. You know, 7-7 can get you in. 8-6 definitely gets you in. So it's the 2s and 3s are not out of it, not by a long shot. You know, there's so much stuff still to happen, so many injuries still to kick in, and at least a couple of teams, the wheels will totally fall off that are going along really well at the moment. Of course it will. It's fantasy football. That's what happens. It'll be mine.
I know we say this every year, but does it feels like injuries are just getting more and more
But,
season on season? And is the sport getting harder? I don't know. It's
I mean, players are getting fitter, stronger, bigger, faster.
hitting harder.
But for
Yeah,
me, I think a lot of these injuries are a lot of them are down to the playing on AstroTurf. Why
yeah,
don't they
yeah.
play on grass? I just don't get it.
It's a
It's not
joke.
what the team
That
give.
that MetLife Stadium, AstroTurf's an absolute problem, and I don't know if Neighbours doing his ACL might make them look at that because you can't. It's ridiculous.
I just don't get why. Surely these guys are out there making you billions, not millions, billions. Surely
Totally.
you give them the best surface to play on. What every stadium can have a grass stadium now. You can roll it in and out. You know, for all it matters. You know, for getting sun on it,
100%.
etc. Even if you want to do it in a dome, it baffles me. And as you say, the injury. I don't think there are more and more happening every year. I really don't. It just seems that way, and it seems to be it's more and more important players year on year. You know, I mean, if you look
Yeah,
at the
possibly.
quarterbacks, you know, it's I mean, Burrow's gone and Lamar's gone. That's 2 of the top 6 quarterbacks from the draft
Today,
out
I mean,
already.
this isn't just an NFL thing, but I mean ACLs. They just seem so commonplace now. Like when I was growing up, I don't
What was an
remember
ACL?
ACLs. I don't remember
Never,
it being a thing.
never
You
in your
know,
life. I mean, I'm sure I've snapped mine at some point along the way because I've had just about every other injury in toe, but not once has a doctor ever said to me, "You've done your ACL."
yeah, it's and then for a while in football it was metatarsals, but they don't really seem to get talked about anymore.
Well, because it's your
They're
ACL
split.
now.
It's weird. Um, it's weird. So who've
I
the
mean,
Packers got this week?
the Packers have the Bengals at Lambeau,
Oh,
so
right. This is where I could get some of my 49ers money back. I mean, surely
we're
you'll be
back up.
short odds right enough,
We're
but
up against Joe Flacco again. And
but
the last time we played Joe Flacco, he beat us
no,
just 2 weeks
no,
ago.
no, but you'll pump them at home off the bye.
I've got to think that we'll put a lot of work in these 2 weeks. It's a long time to get your shit together, you know. No excuses
Oh,
now.
you're 10 to 1 on. You're
Mika
10 to
came
1
up.
on.
Mika came along late, you know. Mika came along late, so you had your excuses the first couple of weeks. Yes, he did okay, but I'm expecting it to really kick in now. I'm expecting to go to town on the Bengals, and I'm expecting us to be very good the rest of the season. My worry is we're not there. My worry isn't on the defense. I think the defense will be absolutely fine. My worry is we don't have that alpha at wide receiver. We just don't have it. My worry is that we're not running the ball very well, and I can't. It has to be the line. It can't be, you know, Jacobs.
Join
We
the
know
club.
Jacobs runs the ball.
We have not had a rushing touchdown this season. We're setting some ridiculous records now for not having had an interception or scored a rushing touchdown. It's
So
it's
you're,
it's
but your
bad.
running back still your highest scoring touchdown scorer of the
Oh,
season.
I mean, as a receiver, he's on pace for 1,400 yards as a receiver.
It's
Aye,
ridiculous.
it doesn't look like he's lost any pop. they've got a rookie at left guard playing inside Trent, and I don't think that's helping because we usually run to Trent's side quite a lot, and I think this rookie guard might be a little bit of an issue. I know Kittle's great for the
That was
running
massive.
game. He
Yeah.
kind of, so we need that back. Listen, I was talking to the day before, or other people as well, about these divisional odds and whatever else. The Ravens are still favourites to win the AFC North. I mean, you've got to be brave to be backing them at even money to win the North, would you not?
Well, yeah, but who you backing instead of? That's my question.
Well,
Who you
it's
backing
the
instead of?
Steelers. It was the Steelers, isn't it? But they could they not fall over the line?
They could fall over the line, but the Ravens could just as easily bounce back and go on a 5, 6, 7, 8 game winning streak while
But
the
they
Steelers
would
go
need to.
2 or something, and
But
then
then
it's all
just because
back on again.
the Steelers, the Steelers have got the Bengals and the Browns. They're going to get more wins there. I know probably so are the Ravens, but yeah, I don't know. That seems odd.
I
And
mean,
the
it's
Chargers are marginal favourites to win the West, and the Broncos are still third favourites in that division.
that's a tight. I mean, don't get me wrong. For the Ravens, there's no way I would back them at even money to win that division. My problem is I wouldn't lay them either.
Yeah, no, I
You
get
know,
that.
I wouldn't lay
And
them either.
our division, so your division, the Lions are just very marginal favourites ahead of you. What do you reckon?
I'm surprised at that. I know that we had those 2 bad games, but I'm surprised at that because we've got the win over them in the division, so that's always a big thing. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense that they're slight favourites. It's no getting away from it. In your division, I take it the Rams might not be heavy favourites because
No, we're odds on. We're 1.83 in sportsbook. The Rams are 2-1. I
yeah, it's all
actually,
about the schedules.
I mean, we're 3-0 in the division, which is quite big because we've won in Seattle and in LA.
Well,
But I don't know. But as you say, the schedule. The schedule
and
is
the fact that
pretty
you're
good.
3-0 in the division makes a difference.
Yeah.
I can see Johnny's back now, so the
Johnny's
best
back. Yeah, we wrap it up.
wish you all a good week and good luck this week. Anyone wants to trade, my door is open. I am a buyer at the moment. If you're selling, I want to hear from you. I'm sure Douglas is the same.
Yeah, I'm a buyer as well. Please sell me a receiver, someone. Thank you.
Have a good week, everyone. We'll see you next week.